Why do we assume others notice our mistakes more than they do? You just sent a text with 3 typos. You're convinced your boss is disappointed in you. You tripped slightly getting on the bus, and now you think everyone witnessed your clumsiness. Here's the truth. They probably forgot about it 30 seconds later. So why does your brain insist otherwise? Welcome back to 5 Min Psychology. I'm your host, and today we're exploring one of the most liberating insights in psychology, and it might just free you from a lot of unnecessary stress. This phenomenon is called the spotlight effect, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You feel like you're standing on stage under a bright spotlight, and everyone in the audience is watching your every move. But here's the thing. Most people are too busy worrying about their own spotlights to notice yours. Let's start with a classic study. Researchers had college students wear an embarrassing t-shirt with a famous celebrity printed on it. Before they wore it, students estimated that about half the people they'd interact with would notice and remember it. In reality, only about a quarter of people even registered it. Your mistakes and oddities feel monumental to you because you're hyper-aware of them. You know exactly what you did wrong. Your brain has filed it away as important information. Everyone else? They're living their own lives, thinking about their own insecurities. This connects to something called the illusion of transparency. We assume that our internal experience leaks out to the world more than it actually does. If you're nervous during a presentation, you feel like your anxiety is visible to everyone. Your shaking hands, your rushed words, your racing heart. But studies show that observers consistently underestimate how nervous speakers actually are. What feels catastrophic to you registers as just normal human imperfection to others. Why does our brain do this? It's partly about attention. Your attention is always on you. You're the center of your own universe, naturally. But other people aren't spending their mental energy tracking you the way you track yourself. They're occupied, they're tired, they're thinking about their own problems. When you show up with a stain on your shirt, they might notice it, they might not. And if they do notice, they'll move on within seconds. There's also something called the egocentric bias, which is our tendency to overestimate how much our actions, appearance, and behaviors affect others. We think we're more noticeable than we are. A study had people do something socially awkward, like walking into a room full of strangers. The people doing the awkward thing thought everyone was judging them intensely. The observers? They were hardly paying attention at all. Here's where it gets really practical. Imagine you said something slightly inappropriate in a work meeting. You're replaying it over and over in your head, cringing, imagining that everyone thinks less of you now. In reality, your colleagues have probably forgotten it entirely. They might have been thinking about what they had for lunch, or checking their phone, or planning their evening. Your comment existed in their awareness for maybe 5 seconds. The final piece is that most people are actually kind. When they do notice a mistake or something awkward, they're usually empathetic about it. They've been there, they've tripped, they've said something weird, they've sent a message with typos, they get it. Your fear that people are judging you harshly usually overestimates the judgment that's actually happening. So, here's what you can do with this. The next time you make a mistake, big or small, pause for a second. Notice that urge to catastrophize. Notice that feeling of being under the spotlight. And then gently remind yourself of the truth. You're probably far less visible than you feel. Your mistake probably matters way less to others than it matters to you. And even when people do notice, they're usually too busy with their own lives to hold it against you. The spotlight effect is a reminder that you're not being watched as closely as you think. And honestly, that's incredibly freeing. You can mess up, you can be awkward, you can be yourself, and the world will keep spinning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next 5 minutes.